let's plan a new path, because the one I tried to take originally was not working. We could go down through there, and then left and up we'll try. Might let us skip through some areas we've been struggling in. Or around a bunch of the areas we've been struggling in. Let's see if these two areas connect. Assuming I can find my way to this door. Hop, hop, hop. Well, shit. Free money. Oh, hello. Cannon sound, dance of death. Okay, I'm guessing this is a gun buff. Shit. Here I was, seeing if that area was doable. Okay. Should have gone with my original plan. Oh, I gotta go all the way fucking around. Alright. Down left. Made a mistake trying to go the other way. I don't really mind that kind of thing though, getting mixed up somewhere. Like as long as moving around in the game and stuff is fun, then the exploration works for me, just generally speaking. Okay, so I want to go left. And that's what matters for me. New Matrix trailer. Was today the new one, or do you mean that like teaser they put out the other day? Because if there was one from today, I didn't watch it yet. Watch it now. I'm in the middle of this. I could do a live reaction to it a little bit later, though. If you want. I owe you a review. Guess that's fair. Where'd that guy go? Other side of me, jerk. I was waiting for you. Alright, I want to go up from here. Oops. I don't even know how the Matrix ended. The first movie or the first trilogy? Or the full trilogy, do you mean? Fuck, dude. Okay, obviously I'm getting a power that lets me, like, ignore these pipes or something. Because it's giving me the, like, power lock symbol on my map there. Oh, but I need a way of fucking around. The trilogy ended with like the implication. God damn it. The trilogy ended with the implication that the future world in the Matrix goes on, but Neo changed it. I mean, okay. Really what it kind of is like the future world that is the quote-unquote real world is sort of revealed to maybe still be the Matrix. But also Neo's in charge of it. Sort of. It gets extremely Jesus allegory in a way that, like, was kind of disappointing. As the agent virus thing gets to the point where it's going to, like, fuck up the Matrix in some really bad ways. And so Neo sort of sacrificing himself into the system fundamentally, yes, does change it in some way, but also the implication of that, like, it gets into this weird part where he, like, he realizes he still has his Matrix powers in the quote-unquote real world, implying that the real world is still part of the Matrix, and the Matrix more has, like, these layers. So it got, like, the original movie is so fucking good, and the second two movies just bring it way too, I don't know how to describe it. It's bad, though. It gets bad. And so, like, I'm interested to see what The Matrix 4 is going to be. I'm unsure that I'm going to be happy with anything. We're confused by the trailer. It's a sequel, right? Yes? Can I get back up from here? Oh, I might have to go around. Ugh! Alright. We're just gonna go exploring, I guess. In the Eastern Pilgrimage. You're not gonna spoil it? I told you, I'll do a live reaction for that, instead of that review, once I die again, basically. I'll go look it up. For some reason, I thought that was happening tomorrow. That trailer was supposed to come out. I watched that little teaser thing and was just like, but we'll see what happens here. Ow, ow. Uh-oh. Cultists! Cultists, you are bad. Get out of my way. Stop having shields, please. if I should use my charge move on the cultists. Maybe that'll, like, break through their shields better. Forgetting to use my finisher move today. Stop. Oh, they're everywhere. Ow, ow. I shot myself into those spikes. Okay. Here we go. Let me find this thing and we'll take a peek. Hang on a sec. Y'all ready for this? Here we go.
Thomas? You seem particularly triggered right now. Can you tell me what happened?
I've had dreams that weren't just dreams.
Okay.
Back to the Matrix.
But it also feels like they want it to be a reboot in another sense. Carrie Ann Moss, thank you, Rose Red. They brought her back and not Lawrence Fishburne, and that's a little bit disappointing to me. It looks like a in-universe reboot to me. So, like, yes, it's a reboot, but it is in-universe, so it's not a reboot in the sense of, like, what, come on, brain. Like, the Total Recall thing was a quote-unquote reboot. That wasn't a series, but, like, they were very much trying to say, like, we're telling our own story. They did that with RoboCop as well, right? It looks like they're trying to imply that the original is still there. Feels like future from the trilogy, yeah. The thing... At least Trinity is back. So's Morpheus. Like, that was so obviously retelling stuff from the first movie with new character or new actors playing what looks like probably the same characters. Honestly, the thing that kind of gets me about it is... And don't get me wrong, there are definitely things that look better in that movie from a technical standpoint, but a lot of the techniques and ways that they did effects in the original movie hold up way better than you would expect. And from that little bit of trailer we saw there, it looked... in a lot of ways, it looked less good to me. Lawrence Fishburne says not invited. Ugh. Ugh. Agent told the price tag? Yeah, I don't know. Either way, I am a little disappointed that Lawrence Fishburne isn't back. I can still get up here, right? I didn't miss it. Great. I think there's things about that trailer that did not look as good to me though. With some of like the effects and ways they are doing the effects, that while they may technically be higher fidelity and stuff, there was a like both rawness and like coolness to the way effects were done in that the original movie that held up really surprisingly well. Like, I watched that movie not that long ago, and like touching the mirror was like, yeah, okay. The mirror turning liquidy looks kind of dated. But other effects of like, and the techniques they use to make them look that way, of the camera panning around people in a subway and stuff, look better than some of the pans that we saw in that last thing where the characters looked a little more CG to me. It looked like they were using more modern techniques that I think are easier to pick out. But I don't know. Obviously, they're trying to do a bit of a bigger, like, what I will give the movie, like, I want to see it. I will give them that, and I will give them that because in-universe reboot for what the Matrix as an idea, space, and everything is, is at least ripe for, even if they're retelling that first story in a way, the ways in which you can branch it through what that narrative means is at least something that I think is interesting enough to be worth seeing. Even if there are some disappointments to me. The reason why Lawrence Fishburne doesn't return as Morpheus is that his character managed to survive the events of the original trilogy and the climactic battle of Zion, therefore he's still alive in the real world, not as a new version of the Matrix. But like, that's fine. Also, surviving the old version and surviving that Neo had his powers outside of the Matrix, quote unquote. So, why am I having so much trouble? I'm just trying to get on this ledge. He had his powers in the Matrix, implying that the real world was still part of the Matrix. I don't know. Obviously, shenanigans are happening. I guess they will be having to explain it away. I wasn't looking at my health. That's unfortunate. I guess they will have to be explaining it away as, I guess, the climactic event that reintegrated Neo to the Matrix. Oh, yes. My assumption would be the reintegration of Neo into the Matrix would cause, like, a partition, we'll call it. But okay. So, the reason why this, like, I understand how they can try to do this, but also it doesn't make a lot of sense. If you assume, then, that what they're saying is the reason why Lawrence Fishburne isn't back is because Morpheus survived, implies that the real world was still the real world and not part of the Matrix. Possibly. That's one interpretation. If you take that interpretation, though, even if there's a partition of the Matrix that is now the new Matrix that Neo gets reinserted into. The real world would still be a singular real world. So Morpheus being a new Morpheus doesn't really make sense, because coming out of the Matrix at that point means coming out into the same real world where Morpheus already exists. So why would it be a new Morpheus if you're coming out into the same real world? The other option of the real world still being part of the Matrix, I guess then still makes sense, in that Neo got reintegrated into the Matrix, sort of, in that he got reintegrated into that at least second layer of it, whereas that top layer that people thought was the real world was still the Matrix, technically. And so Morpheus surviving in that and making a new partition of the Matrix can also imply a new partition of the upper level of Matrix that they think is real world. So, in theory, a whole new set of people, a whole new set of minds, at least, going into the new set of the Matrix and real world that is still technically Matrix, wouldn't include people that got partitioned out, and Neo would then be, presumably Neo would be the only thing that got brought through, but Trinity being in both places kind of breaks that. So I don't fucking know, right? Like, there's a part that feels like it's one or the other. And so the fact that Trinity carries over, but Morpheus doesn't, then feels like a strange break. What the fuck, Lawrence Fishburne is still hot? Yeah? I feel like he doesn't look like he's aged a day in a while. Like, when you look at him in The Matrix from 1999 or whatever, and you look at him in, I don't know, the most recent, John Wick from a few years back. Like, there's basically 20 years between those, and Lawrence Fishburne does not look like he aged a fucking day. Maybe he's got some, like, pepper in his hair now. He's got that salt and pepper hair, but, like, that man does not look like he aged 20 years. Oh, right, 1 minute review of Edith Finch. Okay, hang on. Let me put those thoughts together. I was thinking about The Matrix a bunch, so I wasn't putting those thoughts together. Okay. What Remains of Edith Finch is really good, actually. I think it's following in the same kind of footsteps of, like, Gone Home, the quote-unquote walking simulators that were getting popular over the last decade. I think it's a very good one of those. It tells a pretty interesting story. The part of it that gets kind of cool is it manages to, in a sense, tell a lot of really small stories that give you a bit more variance in gameplay, and such, that you really miss out in a game like Gone Home. And when it builds up to, the kind of final story that gets told in one of the best ways that marries gameplay and narrative in video games. It is incredible the way that it delivers on that one. The one unfortunate thing I would say about it is, as good as that one story is, a lot of the I guess, bigger narrative, meta-narrative around all these smaller stories feels a little bit weaker. So while the high is, I would say, probably higher than what Gone Home gets you, the consistency is not there the way that the consistency in Gone Home is. So still fucking excellent. Still like 5 out of 5. But Gone Home carries a little bit more in my mind as an overall experience compared to Edith Finch, even though the one story in Edith Finch is fucking incredible and is definitely better than anything Gone Home does. God, that one story, like, I don't want to spoil it because it's so fucking good the way that it puts it together, but it is incredible, that part. It definitely takes a while to get there, but goddamn. Like, I can definitely see an argument from some people that Edith Finch is better just from a, like, engagement and stuff because of the way it kind of changes up what you're doing as you move through. It's a little more varied. I can see that being a big plus for some people who find the quote-unquote walking simulator style game to be boring. Okay, here we go. We're making it to this power this time. Oh, give me power. Stop dying on the way there. Alright, how can I deal with these dumb purple blasty zones? Propulsion engine, B well. Oh! Air dodge. Yes. Yes. Yes, air dodge. Oh, I love it. I love to have an air dodge. I was asking about having that earlier. Nothing on that side. Poultice, I need you to not be in my face. Oops. Bad air dodge. I keep forgetting to use my finisher moves. A bit of hops. Hell yeah. Alright, where the fuck am I going now? Big boss there. Aren't there supposed to be mini bosses? I haven't found a single mini boss in this zone. Alright, we gotta go exploring. Has that studio made anything else? Which one? Gone Home or Edith Finch, Nijiku? Because I know the Gone Home developers have. I'm actually not sure about Edith Finch. So I can't remember which developer that is right now in my brain. My brain isn't remembering what developer that is. The Gone Home people made Tacoma, though, which I actually really like a lot as well. Oh my god. Get out of my face! Cultist, Jesus, you are annoying. Is there another cultist somewhere? Is that what's happening to me here? Alright, big guy, get out of my face. Ow. Ow. That's bad. big one feels like it has an attack that hits, like, behind it more. Like when it's swinging. Come on, Neil. Kill this guy, Neil. You got this. I missed. Hey, we got him. Oh my god, I got like no health. Okay. Great. Where am I fucking going? Let's try down here. Also, it would be really nice if I could find a health potion thing. My skin toughens. Great. Hopefully I have some more defense now. You think Gone Home was amazing because you knew that game was not a horror game and it scared the fuck out of you anyway? Yeah, that game's kind of wild because it so perfectly gives you the creepy vibes despite telling a story that just really isn't that. It's like it's such a real creepiness. The house, of course, turns into a bit more of a, like, kind of silly puzzle box that is maybe not totally natural feeling, but the creepiness of just, like, the situation and everything really accentuates the way that it manages to tell a story in just a really awesome way. Hey, Azuma. Hey, Odysseia. This game looks a lot like Jotun, I'm gonna assume is what you're thinking of. And the reason for that is it's the same developers. Very different type of game to Jotun, but the art style and everything is very much that hand-drawn, smooth animation. And how are the two of you doing? Oh, you were thinking of Axiom Verge 2? Okay. It's got that same kind of perspective and stuff, at least. I can see that. I didn't know a lot about this game when I got in there, but